In the early 1970s, the question of what was the fastest street car of the time would spark spirited debate. Answers varied widely depending on whom you asked and where they were from. On the West Coast, someone might swear a modified Boss 429 Mustang tearing up the streets of Santa Monica, while in New England, whispers of a local Corvette with an intimidating big block might dominate conversations. It was an era where speed and performance were king and high-powered muscle cars roared from coast to coast. But among the muscle car giants, one unique outlier earned its place in street racing lore. It wasn't a traditional muscle car like a Hemi-powered Mopar or a Shelby Mustang. It was something unexpected. A small, lightweight Chevrolet Vega transformed into a straight-line monster by the mad geniuses at Motion Performance. The 454-powered Motion Super Vega redefined what it meant to go fast, proving that big things could come in small packages. To understand the origins of the Motion Super Vega, it's essential to dive into the history of Baldwin Motion. This collaboration between Baldwin Chevrolet, a dealership in Baldwin, New York, and Motion Performance, a local speed shop, resulted in some of the wildest dealer-built muscle cars of the late 1960s and early 1970s. The concept was simple but revolutionary. Baldwin Chevrolet supplied new vehicles straight off their lot, while Motion Performance transformed them into high-performance machines. These cars, which included heavily modified Camaros, Chevelles, and Corvettes, were sold through Baldwin Chevrolet and could even be financed like standard vehicles. This arrangement made owning a custom-built race car accessible to a wider audience. Joel Rosen, the mastermind behind Motion Performance, wasn't interested in creating subtle or refined cars. His creations were all about raw power and jaw-dropping performance. Each car bore the signature Motion stripes and upgrades that made them instantly recognizable and feared on the streets. By the early 1970s, Motion Performance had already built a reputation for pushing the limits of Chevrolet's most popular models, but their final bold experiment would come in the form of a car no one expected, the Chevrolet Vega. Introduced in 1970, the Chevrolet Vega was designed as an affordable, fuel-efficient compact car for the masses. Its sleek design resembled a scaled-down 1970 Camaro, but its performance fell far short of muscle car standards. With a range of underwhelming inline-four engines, the Vega was never intended to be a performance vehicle. However, its lightweight construction and rear-wheel drive layout made it an attractive platform for modification. Drag racers quickly discovered that the Vega's 2,200-pound curb weight, combined with a swapped-in V8 engine, could yield astonishing results on the quarter mile. With the right setup, modified Vegas could achieve 10 or even 9-second quarter-mile times, rivaling or surpassing the performance of traditional muscle cars. Adding to their appeal, Vegas were classified as compact cars, meaning significantly lower insurance costs compared to muscle cars, which insurers viewed as high risk. The Vega's potential didn't go unnoticed by Chevrolet. The company even experimented with a prototype Vega powered by an aluminum 302 cubic inch V8. While this project never made it to production, it proved the Vega could handle high-performance powertrains without sacrificing balance or drivability. Motion Performance saw the Vega's potential and decided to take it to the extreme. Their turnkey V8 swapped Vegas were far more than backyard projects. They were professionally engineered drag strip dominators. Customers could order these cars ready to race with a range of options to suit their appetite for power. The base model Motion Vega, equipped with a small block V8, started at $4,000, a steep price compared to the $3,500 MSRP of a new Camaro Z28. But for those willing to spend more, the options quickly escalated. For around $5,000, buyers could upgrade to a Phase 3 Vega, which came with a 370 horsepower LT1 350 small block engine. This configuration included the M22 Rock Crusher 4-speed manual transmission, a 12-bolt rear end, and suspension enhancements for better traction. The true showstoppers, however, were the big block Vegas. Customers could opt for a 427 or a 454 cubic inch engine, which delivered around 400 horsepower and earth-shattering amounts of torque. These conversions required significant modifications, including custom engine mounts, reinforced chassis components, and side-exit exhaust systems. While these big block Vegas were brutally fast in a straight line, the added weight made handling a secondary consideration. For those seeking something truly unique, Motion Performance offered turbocharged and supercharged small block options. These setups pushed the limits of what the Vega could handle, creating compact cars with performance rivaling some of the best muscle cars of the era. But Motion Vegas weren't just about performance. They also featured distinctive styling that set them apart. The iconic Motion stripes ran along the sides, signaling to anyone in the know that this was no ordinary Vega. Other optional upgrades included larger keystone wheels, a rear deck spoiler, and an L88-style hood. Motion even offered a wagon version of the Vega, applying the same high-performance treatment. The idea of a Vega wagon blowing the doors off a Hemi Charger at the drag strip was as outrageous as it was entertaining. Motion Vegas weren't cheap. Fully optioned cars with big block engines or extensive customizations could cost between $6,000 or $7,000, a small fortune at the time. For comparison, a well-equipped Corvette Stingray started at around $5,000. Buyers who chose a Motion Vega over a traditional muscle car were making a bold statement. They wanted something different, something shocking, and above all, something fast. Despite their performance and exclusivity, Motion Vegas were incredibly rare. It's estimated that only a handful were built, with just 4 rumored to feature the 454 big block. Motion's ability to produce such extreme vehicles came to an abrupt end in the early 1970s, when the Environmental Protection Agency intervened. The agency deemed their high-powered modifications non-compliant with federal regulations, effectively shutting down the operation. Joel Rosen, the visionary behind Motion Performance, offered authentication services for years, helping enthusiasts verify the authenticity of their cars. Unfortunately, with Rosen's passing in 2023, much of the history surrounding these cars remains shrouded in mystery. The Motion Super Vega represents a unique chapter in automotive history. It was a car born from creativity, ambition, and desire to push boundaries. While it wasn't practical or refined, it captured the spirit of the muscle car era, a time when speed was king and anything seemed possible. Today, Motion Vegas are considered holy grails among collectors, standing alongside legendary dealer-built cars like Baldwin Motion Camaros and Yanko Chevelles. They serve as a reminder of the time when ingenuity and a willingness to take risks could turn even the most unassuming car into a performance icon. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of the Motion Super Vega. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and join us again as we explore more incredible machines on Inside Vroom. Until next time, keep chasing the thrill of speed and innovation.